Dub, you're on the Moose, and I'm joined now by our friend Cheryl from the Fort St. John Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Cheryl. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, thank you. The Northern Resources Conference called Creating Energy is coming up in June, so we're going to chat a bit about what that is and how people can get involved. So, didn't you have this conference or a similar one just a few years ago, and why did you decide to do it again this year?
Yeah, we did. We launched it in 2019. It had a little bit of a different focus and format. At that time, we partnered with Treaty 8 and we had a fantastic day out at Charlie Lake, out at Sequoia,
Hmm.
the caves out there. And we wanted to build a relationship, a partnership between some of the oil and gas industry and the Indigenous community. So everybody joined us out there and spent the afternoon. It was fantastic. And then we had Chief Louis come and do a dinner and a keynote talk to everybody who attended that evening, which also went over really well. And then we followed up with a golf tournament the next day. And the plan, of course, for last year was to grow that into, sessions and some speakers, along with a great social component where everybody could gather and network. And well, we all know what happened last year, so that got put on hold. And this year we're coming back with the session component of it, since we still can't socialize quite yet. So this year we're doing a virtual conference with some amazing speakers.
Excellent. And I guess from what you said there at the start, the kind of aim is sort of to improve, strengthen the relationship between local First Nations and energy companies, as you say.
Definitely, that's a focus, as well as really bringing, highlighting the LNG industry in our region. Combining all of the five sort of major municipalities together, and really looking at how the municipalities can offer opportunities to the small and medium-sized businesses in the region. So this conference is to bring them together, have a look at what's going to be happening in the next 3 to 5 years. But the conference opens at sort of a 30,000-foot level. We're going to be talking about how LNG is critical to the Canadian national product and how that looks going global. But then the second day will really focus on some of the solutions that we can provide businesses to partner with Indigenous businesses, partner with Indigenous nations, and then look at the opportunities that municipalities and the industry have going forward in the next few years. So it's really important for our small and medium-sized businesses to tap into some of these ideas that are going to be happening.
You probably got a lot of sessions built in for each day. It looks like a full day for each day of the conference. Can you give us kind of a sampling of what some of the sessions who attend can expect to see?
Yeah, for sure. The first day we're opening with our keynote speaker is Brian Cox, who is the president of the Canadian LNG Alliance. And we'll have a panel following that discussing, making sure that Canada understands how critical the LNG industry is to all of Canada. And we have a couple of panelists on there from Ontario, and they're going to talk about how LNG in BC is critical to their businesses in Ontario. Then we're going to follow that with a talk from Susanna Pierce, who, of course, is the new country president for Shell Canada. And we're excited to have her speaking. We'll also follow that up with a panel including a couple of ministers from BC, have them talk about what the province and what the political environment is in terms of moving LNG forward and getting it out into the global market. And then, as I said, the next day we'll follow up with some talks with our Indigenous partners and looking at how we can build communications between small businesses and Indigenous businesses or bands. And then we're going to move into an innovation and green session. How is innovation changing, the scope of LNG production in the north? And then we're going to go to our municipalities and our small businesses panels. And that's where we'll be discussing some of the opportunities available to businesses in our region.
Wonderful.
So it'll be a packed 2 days.
Oh, definitely. It sounds like it. So you had in 2019, you had the golf tournament and sort of the dinner, which featured the keynote speaker. This time we're having the sessions and that sort of thing. So I assume next year, when we're allowed to again, you're going to want to combine both elements for a kind of an enormous conference that features everything, correct?
Well, certainly that's the goal. We hope we can do that next year, and we'll bring it all together from 2019 and this year, and we'll put on some amazing sessions as well as having, that networking component that everybody misses and really looks forward to. So hopefully next year I'll bring it all together into one great big package. And, again, the goal is to really emphasize our regional our regional partners here and the production that's happening up in the Northeast.
Excellent. All right, Cheryl, how can people listening who haven't already tried to register, how can they register and buy tickets?
Yeah, certainly. They can go to the Fort St. John Chamber page, fsjchamber.com. And from there, there's a link going to our event website. I just want to warn people we have had a glitch on our registration page. I've got IT working on it. So if they run into a little problem, just come back a little bit later or, call the office and we'll manually put it through. But yeah, fsjchamber.com is the easiest way to find the information.
Excellent. All right, Cheryl, always a pleasure to talk to you. Just make sure you get registered for this great conference coming up. Oh, and quickly, by the way, I did want to say this is not just for members of the chamber, correct?
Absolutely not. This is totally open to the whole public. This is to really build some partnerships in the Northeast BC. We've got partners all the way up to Fort Nelson that are participating, of course, Dawson, Chatwin, Tumbler. So everybody's involved. This is a regional event and not just for members, of course. Yeah.
Excellent. Wonderful. Well, more information, tickets available, fsjchamber.com, as Cheryl said. Cheryl, thanks for doing this. You have a great day, eh?
Thank you. You too. It's a beautiful day out there. Enjoy it.
This community interview is supported by your Member of Parliament, Bob Zimmer. Stop by his office in Fort St. John at 9916 100th Avenue and in Dawson Creek at 10421 10th Street.